Oh, good morning. I'm going to try and keep this not so long because I've got stuff to do. But Spirit was telling me to do it. So when I say Spirit, I mean me, my spirit within me. I just felt like a couple of morning chats, just little ones, when I've got a bit more energy would be good. So we'll see if anyone comes in. Obviously. Are you going to say hello? We've got Jack, the red and green one, and the new addition is Nana. We're calling her Nana, like a banana, but Nana with an R in it because she's yellow and she looks like a banana, don't you? And say hi. Yes. So we'll see if anyone comes in. If not, I'm just going to do this chat anyway because, I don't need people to come in to do the chat. Like pre-recorded, but what I'll do is I might just have to move these two out because I think they're going to get a bit shapy. Right, do you want to come in here? Come on then. I'm not doing any Houdini escaping today, thank you very much. You can come out later. I'm not doing well. Oh. Hi, just sorting the birds out. So, who's there? Because I just thought I'd come on for a little break chat in the morning so I can get on with things through the day and obviously see you all on Monday. Who's in the house? Truth Gunner, hi. Paul from Newcastle, hi. And anyone else who might be there. It's just something I want to shout out about. A channel I was on yesterday, a channel I was supposed to be on but got postponed, so I don't know when I'm doing that, but obviously I'll let you know. And I did think it was live, but it wasn't. It was going to be pre-recorded, which was the Charlie Ward show. But something came up, so I just got text to say, we'll do it another time, which was fair enough. So, hang on a minute. Which was fair enough, but it was just comments that people are flying around at the minute, and I just wanted to sort of bring it up. Someone's just commenting about masks, but I am going to put that in this chat because I don't really think people understand how bad the masks are. Not that that's what I was going to talk about, of how constantly wearing masks is not a good thing. It's just, I am going to play a little bit of someone's chat. Hi, Sandra. It's not that bad for you if you're just wearing a mask to jump in a shop or whatever, but people who are constantly wearing masks, like people in cars that are on their own, constantly wearing them in fear, it will do you. It's not going to do you any good. And just like Charlie Ward, a lot of other people saying, there will be more so-called COVID deaths because as the cold season sets in, the people who've been constantly wearing masks and cutting their air off, they're going to be ill. And if the people have seen what comes out of those masks and kids are getting rashes around the faces and all sorts, that's a form of child abuse anyway, making your kid wear a mask. And that's not slagging people off or the parents of children. They're just uninformed. They're following MSM. The air you breathe is free and it's a God-given right to be able to breathe air. No one has a right to tell you to put a mask on and not be able to breathe fresh air. If anyone does their own homework and looks into it, it's all out there, you know, on the, I think it's, what's it called? The Human Rights, I don't know what the right thing is, Human Rights Act or something, that it is against the law to put that out. You can't do it. The mainstream say it's law, but the mainstream aren't law and it's not law. So that's what people have got to realise. But people just don't want to research. And that's all I'm saying on that subject. So, because it's not really talking about that. So, just let me find... And most of us know when people have had certain things, they've slapped a COVID label on it. That's what people have got to get over. They've slapped a COVID label on it. So anyway, I'm not getting into that because that's up to people to look into that. You know, people want to wear a mask. That's up to you. Don't moan if you're ill in a few months because you haven't been breathing in fresh air, God-given air. You're right to breathe fresh air. But what I will say is, because it is all about mindsets, people who are feeding into MSM, not looking at anything, because I know a lot of people out there do not look. They'll Google everything as MSM. They will just believe MSM, and MSM is saying it's law, it's this, that, and the other, and you actually look into it and it's not law. And the mindsets are just focused on MSM. They don't look into any background of MSM, what's been going on for years and years and years, of how they've lied, how they've got in. They put snippets of truth out, but most of it's bull crap. That's why everyone's scratching their heads at the minute. That's why everyone's arguing and dividing, because that's the good thing that they do is divide people up. But this was about mindset and where it's at and what you resonate with. So as you may know, you might not know, some of you might know, I went on Camelot TV yesterday, just off a whim, because I did email to go on, but because he saw me and I've asked, he just went, come on, Dolly, come on. So I went on, and people said they didn't find it. There's not a picture of me on it. It's just one of the ones from yesterday, because it's just Camelot Castle on it. And then there was the model was after me. I can't remember what she used to be in, like, Housewives of Cheshire or something. I can't remember, which I did used to watch years ago. She was one of the ones who was a bit more like down to earth, I'd say, not like the others. So she's talking out about stuff. But I was just on for a little bit, and John said he would have me on again so I can go in more in depth with my whole how I woke up to Q research, but then came out the other side because it is a spiritual thing. I'm not dead deep in Q anymore, because I'll explain that in a minute. I don't need to be. Once you know how to read things, you just see bullshit, basically. Bullshit detector on. So anyway, So, just having a bit of a convo with someone, like, because people would call me a bit stubborn with what I believe in, or a bit like, it's all about perceptions, because I was just having a conversation with someone there. It's all about perceptions. It's going to be a bit higgledy-piggledy all over the place. Hi, Carol. It's all about perceptions. People will see certain perceptions because of what they're looking at. I'll see something different to some people and friends and people around me because I'm looking at something else. I'm not constantly looking at the mainstream media. I look at what they say and go, yeah. Then I go and research. Other people I know look at mainstream media and don't do any research. I'm not saying that's wrong or right. I'm just saying there's different perceptions going on, timelines, whatever you want to call it. And people are not, I don't even know what the word is. Some people don't want to do it, but tell this person now. Right. Right, I'm not looking at my phone now, only to show you something in a minute. Anyway, so, and please come in if you're new, or if you don't normally say hi, just say hi anyway. So it is about perceptions, and it is, and it will go back to do it. It is about doing the inner work on yourself. I don't know what I've wrote down. I've wrote a few things down, and I had a mad dream that I want to share you with, even though I wrote it down this morning, half asleep, because I got woken up by, I can't remember. And I thought, write it down, right, you're going to forget. I know there's a message in it. So I wrote a bit of it down because I couldn't remember the rest. And now I've lost a piece of paper. But I slightly remember what went on. Unless I grabbed something and wrote on it. And like, did I write in my journal? But yeah, so let's go back to the beginning. So I was on Camelot Castle. Spoke about a bit, not a lot. It wasn't getting into it because the whole thing I wanted to put out was my state of mind at the beginning of Q all the way through to where I am now. That journey. Waking up. And the emotions you go through. So hopefully when I do get on Charlie Ward, because Charlie Ward does sit there and let people speak, and I'm going to talk about Charlie Ward and John in a minute because I've seen people's comments, and even people that I know who I talk to on the phone and stuff are commenting on it, and I just want to put my thoughts and things on that. So hopefully I'll get to talk about my awakening, my story, which will resonate with other people. I know it will because a lot of you are going through the same things. And just talk about that. So last night I was on True Reporting. Hey, JJ Jedi, great. And it came up about the Globe Reset, and I mentioned Charlie Ward and Charlie Freak, which I really like, and so did lots of others that Shannon. Yeah, well, I'm going to talk about. I love Charlie. I'd love to get on Charlie Freak's show. Oh my God, I love Charlie Freak. But I'm going to be talking about people commenting about Charlie Ward and John Maplin, right? In my own words of what I understand and what I see and what I feel here. This is what people are forgetting. Not here. This is the thing where you go in your heart and you feel. And it's a knowing. This processes stuff. This is left brain. A lot of people are in the left brain. And I know when you say this, a lot of people go analytical. And I know people are a bit like that. And it's funny because everyone gets up in their ego and they get mad about certain stuff when they hear stuff. When you get mad about certain stuff, it's normally your ego that is being hurt. At the minute, I'm not really caring. I am caring, but I've sort of not. It's like people have said to me on Facebook, you've offended me. It's like, I'm not really bothered about your feelings at the minute, right? Because the stuff that we're doing is for you and other people and the world to wake up. So when you're saying offended, it's not really you, because that's not really to do with you. It's your ego that's being offended. But anyway, not going into that. I'll try not to get distracted off the chat. So if you think I'm not speaking into you in chat, don't get offended. So yeah, back to Charlie Ward and John Maplin. So John Maplin, lovely guy, talks about this book. People get very, very in fear when Dianetics is mentioned because of Scientology. Now, I don't care what people think in my chat about this book because I do get comments and that's up to you. But as John was saying, he was trying to say, you know, Scientology way back he was in it, and people start going, oh, I knew people in Scientology. Well, what I resonated was with the fact that if anything good comes out, the mainstream media will make it seem bad. And anyone that talks out about it, Tom Cruise or anything, not saying he's this and that, I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying they'll make it look mad or somebody look mad. So people go, oh yeah, did you see what happened there? Yeah, don't look into it because it's a bit loony, innit? We all know how mainstream media work. Normally, if mainstream media are saying something bad, it actually means it's good. Like John Maplin said, this book is supposed to help anyone with depression, say drugs or anything like that. It's your mindset basically of how things work. So far, what I've read up to, I'm not that deep into it yet, it's not bad. And if it's helping that, then brilliant. Of course, Big Pharma wouldn't want you to know that you can actually heal yourself. Like the great Dr. Joe Dispenza has a book. I've got one on the shelf called, I've got two actually, called, let me see if I can find them. Yeah. I'm not going to spend time looking for the other one. It's somewhere about the house, probably upstairs or wherever. But You Are the Placebo, which I got my mum last year. Oh, I've just lost my page. Never mind. I always put these on. Just lost my page. You Are the Placebo, and another one called Supernatural. That freaks people out. Supernatural, oh, scary ghosts, oh, like the dead, like, no, supernatural, you are super, but you're natural. You're organic, but you're super. We are like super light beings. We can actually heal ourselves. So there's if anyone's interested. You Are the Placebo, making your mind matter. What you feed your mind will come into manifestation. If you believe you're ill, then there's a virus, so on and so forth. You believe that, and you keep believing it, and you keep speaking it to yourself, you will be ill. You know when they say people have got like, is it hypochondriac? Is that what it is? They make themselves ill. I know people who've made themselves ill through thinking that they're ill. Because it's your mindset. And then the other one, spiritual, supernatural, it goes through how to speak to yourself, your cells, and heal yourself. Well, of course, Big Pharma don't want you to know that, do they? Because cha-ching, ching. That's what I'm saying. And then I've got the book on the light, The Medicine of the Future, which is, your pineal gland, which is, make sure you can get enough light, especially with what's going on. I think I've got something to show you where someone was talking about that. You know, sun gazing, first thing in the morning where there's somewhere you can actually look at, it's not too bright. And in the evening, vitamin D, you need the sun. You need the sun. It's good for you in so many ways and fills your pineal gland as well, but probably helps that decalcify it as well. So, not getting into that at the minute, but I'm just saying, people shouldn't judge something. Like, someone made a comment, and you know who you are, and you might be watching now. Oh, what was it? Something about, I bet if John Maplin hadn't have said you wouldn't have got this book, well, I probably would have got this book because the things that I'm looking into, me, myself, and I, and the things that, the experiences I'm having, led me to this book. And I want to read the book so I can take what resonates with me or doesn't resonate. Or I might get to the end of the book and go, do you know what? There's a load of codswallop. Or, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'll take snippets out of it. And just like John was trying to say yesterday, people, you need to realise everything is energy. And I've said this before. If there was something that came out, just let's say Scientology, and it was showing you how to be, tune into your higher self, heal yourself, bringing energy, like magic, because that's what it is. Energy is magic, it's the same thing. Chi, whatever. Hi, AA. Just like with other stuff, where people say, oh, it's the occult and all the things they know. If energy is here, and I pass it to this person here, this person's bad, evil, we'll label this person on this side evil, yeah? This person here on this side's good, whatever, goodly godly, as the lovely Charlie Freak would say. Now I'm going to pass this knowledge, this energy to you, the evil one. What do you think the evil one's going to do with it? He's going to use it for evil, to deceive people, to manipulate, to bring in only stuff to their self and not helping others. Now, if I give it to the person on this side, this person's going to be like, yeah, I'm going to use it for me, obviously, I need things, I need a roof over my head, stuff like that. But they're also going to use it to help others and to inspire others and to lift others and to help people the way they can and teach people this knowing, these things that have been lost for a long time that only some have known about and kept it hidden. The occult means hidden, but it doesn't mean that everything that was hidden was evil. Like you go, oh yeah, it's this, that, and the other, it's the cult. There was things that had to go underground because, let's say, the white hats didn't want the black hats to get it, if you get what I'm saying. Because, if you actually do some research, you'll learn about that. So energy is, I would say, neutral, magic, whatever you want to call it, chi, whatever. But given to somebody, depending on their intentions and their moral compass, is how they're going to use it. So for another example, Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla's not talked about a lot or taught in schools. It's more Edison. We all know why. Nikola Tesla was for humanity, and a lot of the stuff was humanity, free energy, free light and free this, because we all know there's like man-made electricity and then there's electric magnetism, which is totally different. It's forever going, like the number 8. It's forever lasting, don't need to pay for it, but I'm not going into that right now. So, and it's safe. You put it through himself, it's safe. The other one's not safe. They stole all that off him. And let's just say free energy, say a frequency that could be spread out to harmonise things, just let's say. If it got into the wrong hands, it would harm people. Think of 5G, what people were saying about 5G, just for example. It would harm people across the world because it just go out in a frequency. You can't see it, but it's there. But if good people were in charge of that technology and wanted for humanity what was originally was meant for, when this person, this inventor found this, I'd say, lost technology, it can be switched back to what it was originally meant for, which was for us, and it was for humanity, and it wasn't for, let's say, evil. It was for good. So when I say I'm reading this book because me personally, I want to read it. I believe in life you follow little pathways, and I'm meant to meet the people I'm meant to meet, even through YouTube, and find snippets of truth. And even if I'm wrong sometimes, it doesn't matter, because that's how you grow, that's how you expand, that's how you flow. So there's nothing wrong with me reading a book, because the way my mind works anyway, I'll read it, like I said, and if I don't get it or it doesn't resonate, I'll put it down and I'll be like, okay. But if there's something in it where I'm like, wow, yeah, I like that snippet, that I'm going to use it. But the rest of it, I won't take what resonates. Thank you, Jerome. And also, this goes with Charlie Ward and John Maplin, because there's a lot of people out there. I did think this at first, like, yes, I'm going to speak what people are thinking. I'm going to say it right now. And sorry, I've got this little thing on today because I was a bit cold before. People are saying, and I even thought it, I'm going to admit it, where the hell has Charlie Ward just sprang out of? Because we know there's a lot of people on YouTube that have been talking about Q and this stuff, and we've known what's coming and we've shared what's coming. Where the hell did he come from? And how the hell has he got all these subscribers as to say me with a smaller channel? It's like, what? And it's like, what? It just came out like a few months ago. Like, where's people are, yeah, really. People are, I've got more energy in the morning. People are saying that because I've heard them saying it. I even thought it at one point, and then people are commenting on it. Yeah, I'm not bothered in that AA. I'm just trying to get my perception out of things, what people have got to understand. We all think we're right at the end of the day, but this is why I just want to comment on it, and it don't bother me. I'm just like, right, put it this way. So So, right. So anyway, yeah, jumping on what everyone else says. Well, the thing is, right, you can think that about Charlie Ward, and I think there was a mix-up. People call him Doctor, but it was something to do with something that got mixed up. I'm not bothered about that. I look at it now like Charlie Ward's there with a big show. He's got lots of subscribers and it's growing. The reason why it's growing is it's not because some people go, oh, he's had such and such and such a body on, because I've even commented in his comments when he first came out, like, somebody stealing this, that and the other, and oh, no way have you got them on your show. But at the end of the day, we're all trying to look for truth, no matter how we come across it, no matter if bits are right and bits are wrong. But what Charlie Ward is doing, which is a positive, is he has a lot of, Q is proving the media wrong, damn right. John Maplin as well, off Camelot, and but this is what I'm saying, AA, if you listen to what I'm saying. Charlie Ward have guests on, and like AA's just said, he is dark, but some guests are on it. No, some people say some of the guests on it are dark. He's given a platform to anybody who wants to speak out their truth. There's nothing wrong in that. He does sit back and let them speak. And some people say, yeah, but he doesn't say this, he doesn't say that. Maybe that's because he can't go in on someone's chat when it's their truth. Like, hopefully if I get on it, I'll be talking about my awakening. No one can say my awakening was, oh, it's this, that, and the other, because it's my awakening. It's what I experienced. I can only talk about what I experienced. So, yeah, exactly, JJ Jedi. He's registered. All right, I don't know. He said something about, but that doesn't bother me anyway. He has brought a span of different people. He's bringing people from all over the world. You know, I only talk about bits what I talk about on my channel, but I don't have interviews. And because he's doing a 17 chat, because he's doing the interviews with so many different people daily, you will resonate with something off somebody. It doesn't matter if you go, oh God, he had such and such a body on the other day, because ages ago, I don't know if he brought up Austin Steinbart. We all know Austin Steinbart isn't Q, and by the way, he's been arrested yet again. It's just discernment of yourself, what you resonate with. So it's not really for him to tell people, you know, the right and wrong. It's for you to resonate. So sometimes you'll listen to someone, like, not all people like what I talk about, and you'll resonate with something, but you won't resonate with something else. Take what resonates. There can be people I'm not really into, and I think, oh my God, does anyone know? Like, I think they're more for the dark side. But there'll be snippets of something they say, which I think, yeah, because they do that. But what I'm saying is, you can't poo-hoo something when lots of people are being brought in to unite over different perceptions, because that's what it is. You just tune into the people that you resonate with and the message that you resonate with. Like I was saying with John with this the other day, people go mad over this, but some people haven't looked into it. Some people judge off what other people are saying, or you're scared because the media said, well, we know what the media is and you should be waking up to that now. And some people say, oh, they knew about a cult like that. They'll call it a cult. They knew about, or they were in one. But you've got to remember, and I've said this before, everything that was meant to be for a good, I don't know, reason or whatever, or humanity or people that was good and was trying to help people, has normally got infiltrated. I always get that word wrong. And the evil has tried to get in there. So don't sit there saying, you know, all churches are good, because all churches aren't good. There's a lot of what going on behind the scenes. So they got in everywhere. So you could have ended up going somewhere, say for example like that, and had a bad experience because that one you went to actually isn't for what they were trying to put out, and vice versa. And as I tried to say the other day, as you wake up, you go through the stages and that, and you realise, you come to hi Effie, I'm glad you're in. Oh, celebrities have been doing this, and we all know celebrities have been doing shit, but it's not every celebrity. It's not every person in the government. It's not every person at school. It's not every Jew, even though you need to learn about real Judaism. That's why people shout Zionist now. It's just ridiculous. It's not all Christians, it's not all Catholics, it's not all Muslims, it's not, do you know what I mean? There's good and bad in it all, because it's all been mixed up. So you've got to start thinking like that. I've had to, pull myself down and think it's not, because like I said, when you first wake up, you think it's every symbol's bad. Oh, she's got triangles on. It's like, no, they were lost symbols. You know, some people don't understand gematria, the numbers. I've got the book on there, hidden language of numbers. They don't understand that. It is confusing, all this stuff. But if you're not tuned into certain stuff, especially tuning into yourself and doing the work, meditating and stuff like that, you're not going to get certain things if you're not tuning into your spiritual side. There's two sides, there's realms. I see the Vesica Pisces, if you know what that is, like the circle, like the cell coming together, and it looks like this, if you've seen this. And I've said this before. Vesica Pisces, this is like the left and the right side of the brain coming together. This is like the spiritual and the physical, the science and the mystic. That is coming together. There's in the middle there in that little dimension. This is what we're bringing in. We need to be in balance with the physical world and of the spiritual world. We are in the world, but we are not of the world. You can't be too airy-fairy and up in it all the time. It doesn't work. Because we know we're here in the physical as well. There's shit that needs doing. There's shit that needs doing in the physical. But it's sort of flapping around in both. You know, you're bringing it together in balance. And if you're too in your analytical mind, you need to start tuning into yourself and tuning out of a lot of stuff. I only bring certain stuff up people don't like hearing, like mask wearing and all this that I don't have to talk about, but I do bring it out because that is a part of deception. It is a part of fearing. If you're in fear, you're still in 3D. 3D, when we talk about 3D, because you'll hear that a lot if you're new, it means the physical realm, where it's the outside realm where everything's put out to put you in fear. You'll never find truth out there. You have to go within. But as Charlie Ward said, which I'm going to play you a little bit as well, know thyself. You look at snippets of it and then you go within and ask the question. And that's a problem. And I think people get Charlie mixed up as well, because when I listen to certain things he's saying, I think he said he has done this. I reckon Charlie does meditate, and I reckon he said today he'll check like that, and then he'll go to the spiritual side of things and he'll ask there as well. People don't get that. And people who think like spiritual, it's not new age, that's another deception that's come under. It's very old. Who don't understand that because they're not doing the work yet on themselves. Hopefully they will when they go through down the path. That's what we're all doing. We're just trying to do the work. You will realise that there is a tuning in when we go quiet, that you're getting messages all the time. It's very hard to explain to people, but I know there's a lot in the chat that understand what I'm talking about. If you're too in the physical world of the 3D, buying into that crap and fearing and all that stuff, you're going to end up ill. It's about also trying to kick certain habits, bringing in new programming, because we've all been programmed. And I said to someone, I don't know if it was yesterday, I think it was yesterday, it is difficult because we've been programmed from an early age. And what people don't like is they don't like to be wrong, they don't like to be told, and it's their ego. We don't want to feel, all of us do not want to feel like we've been duped. But the fact is, we have been duped. Get over it. We've all been duped. So let's unite on that. We've all been duped anyway. Lots of people will come over. Welcome. Lots of people will come over. So it's learning that, and we're all learning it together. That's why it seems so confusing. I am trying to put a journal together. This is going to go a bit airy, off, back in and off. Hi, Laurie. So I've shown people like my art journals, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I spoke to a friend yesterday, and she's going to be coming round. I've not seen for years, and we've started speaking about, she got onto Q, but it's not about that. It's not just about that. This is about us, we the people, taking our power back. How journaling can help you get feelings out. This is through the whole thing of the past couple of years of me doing my path. I've always journaled, whether that's drawing, because I do visual, and things come out of your subconsciousness. It's a brilliant way for de-stressing. I never really feel stressed. Maybe it's because I do certain things. I don't watch the TV. I watch good people that I enjoy watching, and I draw and I create, because creativity is one of the natural flows of life. So I'm trying to put my own spiritual journal together, and I did say this, and I still haven't done it properly because I've been procrastinating on it a little bit. But I'm trying to track what I'm doing and to change things. So today, for example, I took my son to school, and instead of walking the normal way back that I normally do, I went a different way. So it was a little bit longer, exercise-wise, a little bit longer than it would have been, breaking a little bit of a normal habit of just doing a little short walk. Then I had a big, tall glass of water with lemon juice in it because, and this isn't because of Charlie Ward, I have got lemons in the house and I do put pure lemon juice in, not the bottled stuff, because, where's the book I've got? It is about being more alkaline. Is it alkaline? Is it alkaline? Yeah. So I had that before I've had anything. I haven't had anything to eat this morning, and I did a morning yoga. And I will put on my community post the morning yoga that I follow, because it's only 10 minutes and it's really good, and you're doing your deep breathing and it will make you feel better in the morning, and then starting to set intentions as well. I see it as Dolly Goodly infiltrating the camps. The good can do this too. Yeah. You know, and I'm trying to write it down, because I've always been like, I'm not writing stuff down. I remember, I actually don't. So I do need to write it down to keep a checklist on what I'm doing, the intentions that I'm setting, and all that sort of good stuff. Because I've also joined a group on Facebook, which is to do with the Dharma Life podcast channel on YouTube. She's been putting invites on, and it's all about setting intentions, supporting people, because this is what it's about, to your dreams, because the more support you get, the more inspiring it is. That's why we're all on YouTube talking about different stuff, trying to help people. I watched you on Camelot, loved it. You've always been, no matter where. Thank you, Effie. I didn't get everything out because I didn't know I was going to be on, but hopefully I will on the Charlie Ward show, or John did say that he would invite me back, so that's all brilliant and fantastic. Just to do my story, because like I keep saying, it's the emotions I want to... The main thing I'm trying to get is the emotions that people go through, but how you can go through something that seems so bonkers, heartbreaking, disturbing, and go through it and still come out smiling. Because once you realise what was set up and how they've been doing stuff, it's less confusing, and it sets you free, as bonkers as that sounds, but it does. And then you start trying to realign. What we're trying to do is we're trying to realign ourselves back to ourselves, our higher self, God, source, whatever you want to call it, Christ consciousness. That's what it's all about. I know that from coming through. Q brought me back to that. So Q isn't a bad thing. I don't have to go to the Q drops all the time. I don't need to do that anymore. I can see what's going on. And I drew a picture today, just sort of, I've not drew it out properly, but this is how I feel at the minute. So I do a lot of art and stuff, and my feelings come through that, and I do really want to put something out, like workshops, something healing through art, and maybe it would be good for these kids as well, because I believe it does. And I believe personally that my drawings have healing energy on them, because, well, they do. Everything's energy. This book's energy, your house is energy, everything's energetic, but people just don't realise it's just condensed. That's why it's hard. That's why this pen is like it is. It's not drawn out properly. It's meant to be. Me as my higher self, the wings represent ascension, as in looking above it all, trying to look down and like, what is actually going on? With a cup of tea, because I'm just chilling out, looking at the world. You know, this is just representing for anyone who's onto the shape of the earth and all that, don't get triggered. You know, just looking, and I'm smiling, and there's light coming out, because I'm seeing people wake up, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like, I could sit around YouTube and like, oh, she's woke, oh, we're all talking about, oh my God, it's so amazing. And the group that I've gone in onto Facebook to help myself as well, because we're all still expanding and growing and inspiring each other, is the people in there are saying the same things. We're all like soul family. We're all like, I know something's going on. I'm trying to push a business, or whatever their intention is that they want to get. I've left the job because I know this isn't really me. And we're all trying to think, we're all moving away from what we know it really isn't us. And we're all trying to move to what we know really is us, what resonates with, because we've been deceived. And it's so hard to explain sometimes. Yeah, finally, the Great Awakening. There is more heartache going to come. There is more, deaths. This is what I'm trying to say about the mass before, but I'm not going into that, because it just gets people dividing all the time. You're going to see shit, just like Charlie Ward said. I believe you're going to see more deaths because of the people who've been wearing masks. You've been cutting off your godly breath, the free fresh air. I'm telling you, you can't breathe the fresh air. How mad is that? It's free. It's godly and goodly, as Charlie Freak would say. I'm just coining that word in now. What the hell? Why are people not waking up to that? But like I said, I'm not going into that. So, I hope I'm making sense, because I'm not staying on too long, but we are spiritual. Spiritual. It's like spirit, if you look at it, spiritual. If you look at the word spirit, it sort of says, break it up, and it's like spirit, you, all. We all came in spirit. We are spirit. We're spiritual. They try to detach you from it. People say, oh yeah, humans are this. No, they're not. We came in just like this woman who I'm going to show in a minute said. I've said this before. You know, we all connect with that, is we come in out of love. We come in as love. But as we grow, parents, you and I have done it because our parents have done it, put on children, well, this is wrong, that's wrong, your actions, they copy. So if you put enough hate on your child because you hate, say, another country or another race or whatever, your child listens to enough of that, your child will be that, and your child will hate or be a racist or whatever it is because they've been taught it. If a child is, sorry, I've just seen an orb. If a child is taught love, that child will only know how to love. Sometimes it's very hard when you're in a relationship, when you've got two sides and you're not together, and you've got one side being like, not so good. That's quite difficult sometimes, but you've just got to keep at it. You stay as you are. They learn from you, not the other way around. Yeah, exactly. Charlie booked up last video. I've been very lucky at calling this, but I do have an insider. I call bullshit on CW and people miss it. Yeah, but first month, if you've just come in, you need to go and look what I've just said. Doesn't matter what people think about that. He's putting good people on. I've been postponed, but we'll see. Hopefully I will get on the show, or I will be like, what's going on here? But you can't deny he's got good people on. He's got a mixture. It's up to you, because there's a mixture of people in the comments. There's people who believe stuff, like, for example, Q and so, and there's people who don't. So there's people that are going to go on that channel who will come across a certain video that they'll resonate with, and then they'll come across another video that they won't resonate with. That's fine. This is the message I'm trying to put out. You just resonate with what you resonate. You can't deny that he's got good people on there. I personally don't have a feeling here, at the minute, that he's a bad person, or John Maplin. The only thing I will say is, he did say he didn't follow Q deeply, and I don't think John Maplin does, sorry if they are watching, because I know from following Q deeply that there's a lot of stuff you bring up that they don't talk about, and they're like, oh, right. Especially when I brought up JFK Jr. A lot of people aren't into that, but if you actually research, a lot of the codes are to do with the Kennedy family. Where we go, one week wall is the Kennedy bell. You look back at videos of JFK Jr., what he was saying ages ago, and people go, yeah, but Q said that he was dead. Disinformation is needed if you actually look. The word JFK Jr. was dead, or he's not here, or whatever it was. It was underlined under JFK, but not the Jr. JFK's dead, yes. If you do your research, you might see something about JFK Jr. But I'm not getting into that, because we're not here to argue and divide. But what I'm saying is, he's got people on. Charlie can come on Dolly's show. He could, but I go on other people's shows because I really don't know how to get people. I don't know how to work the bloody computery thing to get people on. I'm going to have to learn it. That's one of my challenges I really need to learn. But that's the reason why his channel's growing, because he has a lot of people on. And I don't see anything wrong in that. You have to discern these people that go on your show yourself. It's like the woman I'm going to show you in a minute. My dad said the other day, oh, there was these people and they're going on about, channeling this and channeling that. I believe in all that because I'm experiencing certain things. If you're not experiencing it, you're not going to see it. So you're going to say it's wrong, or it's rubbish, or it's a bit airy-fairy. Good, that's your perception because you're not experiencing that. But if you ever do experience something weird and start tuning into it, you may change your mind. And just like people are changing their minds with Trump, they didn't like him, now they like him. Just like Charlie Ward says, and I believe that what he says, it's common sense. If you go down a path and you realise it's wrong, have more courage to turn around and say you was wrong and go back the other way, because it's about learning. Don't follow the path because you're too scared of like looking stupid, because it's your ego again, or turn round and say, oh, actually, no, I'm going that way. That's what life's about. Learning from your mistakes, which I have said before, and I've always said, is about reflection. If you can't reflect on something and think, oh, yeah, that's not really working, I'm going to try it this way. This is what I'm saying about journaling and marking some things down, that one thing in a day that you're going to change out of the normal habits that you normally do. Like I said, I took a longer walk today than I normally would, and I did my morning yoga. And there's something else I've written down, but not that I need to tell all you lot, to break the certain programming we've been in. Change. You've got to change something in your life to bring the change. We can't sit in what we've always done. And it is difficult. It is difficult. I'm talking to people behind the scenes about this. Like I said, I'm having a friend that's coming around next week that I've not seen for a bit. We're going to have like a coffee morning or an evening thing when we haven't got the kids, and we're going to sort of do like an intuitive drawing, because we know, I believe, when you draw things, they manifest as well. So beautiful art brings beautiful things in the world. You think about all these paintings that certain people have had up, like the Podestas. Not going into that. Don't need to go on it. If you're doing your research, you'll damn well know what I'm talking about. Me and Roxanne brought it up ages ago, and there's Roxanne. Hi, Roxanne. Me and Roxanne did a video, if anyone remembers, when we was on the Really Woke show, and we did, thank you. I didn't know I was on. I've not been on Charlie Ward yet, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I will. They postponed it. Me and Roxanne, don't know if anyone in chat remembers when me and Roxanne and Rich did a show and we were showing the Podesta art and we were showing certain things that people don't like, and it got pulled down. So I believe that sort of art is disgusting. Anyone who looks at that, there's something actually wrong with you. But we know the people who were buying that and who love that work are paedophiles, and that's what they're into. So I'll say, get your, if you're an artist, get art in and draw beautiful, beautiful pictures of, I'm going to show you an example of, Roxanne's been doing some work with Stand Up X, is it? And they're doing protests all over. Now, I'm just going to show you what I mean. And I mean any sort of art, of any art you do. Just, right. I'm showing this as an example. So, let me see if I can find it. Right. I think it was oh no, it might not have been Stand Up X actually. Though they're doing great work. I don't think it was, Roxanne might be able to help me out. It was... not that one. One of those pages did artwork on it. It was. Gonna have to go over to your thing, Roxanne. Hang on a minute. Yeah, create something beautiful, because we've had enough shit in the world. So I'm just going to go over to Roxanne, and she sent me some stuff the other day, and I'm just going to try and find out which. No, it's not that site. It is. Because there's loads of great ones, but it's not that. You were just showing. Right, here it is. It was on Instagram, Save Our Children. And someone, I don't know if someone gave this art in, but this is what I'm talking about. So this, I don't know who this is. I'm just showing you somebody's artwork of a divine mother holding the baby. And it's for Save the Children. And it says, children are our future, which I'm just getting tingles now, Michael Jackson. The most important part of our lives is being parents, keeping our baby safe, you know, all that sort of good stuff, because that's all about Save the Children stuff. What I'm saying is, paintings like this being put out to the world is a beautiful thing, and I believe there's healing in paintings, there's healing in art. That's why they don't want good art. And if people laugh at that, it's like, you want to look into artwork done in, I'm going to try and find Art Nouveau. I was telling someone the other day, Art Nouveau was very curvy and round and circles and beautiful and from your imagination, which is what I normally do. And then they brought Art Deco in, which were very straight lines. I don't like Art Deco. Art Deco to me, sorry guys, is very masculine, very structured, very control. That's how you look at it. The one before was very feminine, very, if you actually look into Art Nouveau, very just creative, because nature is not straight lines. If you look at nature, it's not straight lines. It's curves and circles and spirals, and you know, we've got curves, we haven't got straight lines. So when they brought that in, they got rid of the Art Nouveau, and they started, and look at the artwork that's been out today with, I can't even remember her name. What's that witch called? Dark Witch, by the way. Help me out, Roxanne. Thingy Abramovich, I call her. Abramovich, you know, does all the spirit cooking. Oh, yes, it's art. That is not art. They're trying to get it into your brain that it's art. Oh, yeah, it's all, like, new stuff, and it's all, like, out there, and, you know, it just makes you think, no, it doesn't. It's evil and it's to do with paedophilia. Yeah, Marina Abramovich, I call her, a bitchy witch, you know, witch. Not a good witch, a bad witch. You know, if you believe in magic, witch's energy, she's not for the light at all. So I'm just saying, I'm just going to show you a bit more artwork on there. I don't know whose artwork this is, but it's beautiful. But I'm just saying, you've got this polar bear, I think it's a polar bear, I'm not sure, hugging the earth, hand painted by this talented soul. I think it's Radiant Gaze Art. So check that out. I'm taking it, I'm assuming they're on Instagram. And it says, and a beautiful art. It's a beautiful thing. We don't want to see that artwork that they were putting out. If you've ever seen it and if you ever come across it, you will be disturbed. I'm saying pump out positive words to people. Artwork, put words in it, behind it, paint over it, shine your light in. Finn did this, he didn't draw this lion the other day. I just think like 88 Lionsgate. Some people will know what I'm talking about, some people won't. He just coloured that in at school in different colours, but I was like, no way has he brought a lion home, 88 Lionsgate. Also, I see the lion as strength, and that's why I drew a picture the other day of, let me go and get it. I was trying to fill up my little sketchbook, and one of them was, which you will have seen, was this one. This one stands for Q and Q plus, but saving the children. Remember, not everything's about Q, there's more beyond that, but what I'm saying is this was representing the children. It was in a hat, and this is the lion, and save the children, and the lion's representing the strength, the courage, not just the strength and the courage of people standing out and talking out, because it's about that, the strength for these kids as well. Also, the strength of the people that are going in, saving these children of what they're seeing. And when people sit there and they think it's all bullcrap, but they don't realise that Trump spent billions giving the military billions to train underground. Why training underground? What are all these earthquakes about? People just sit there, well, it's an earthquake, you know, because the mainstream media said it was. Yeah, but they didn't say much about it, did they? Because we all know stuff's getting blown up. We all know what's going on. Us who know what's going on. And it's really hard, because I'm going to get on a roll now, when you're trying to talk to people and they think it's like, or you just think you're right all the time. It's like, oh my God. It's not that ego thing. It's the shit going down, and people don't understand it because they're too busy being distracted by the mask wearing shit. That shit that's going on is all distraction anyway. That's why I don't talk about it a lot. I've mentioned it today on Facebook, just saying that I believe personally, a lot of other people do, you're wearing a mask isn't going to do yourself any help at all. If you've been constantly wearing a mask through this, and I know it's hard because people have been in fear, coming up to the colder months now, the season where we do get the sniffles, I think you're going to be finding it quite difficult. Not saying anymore, and it's for people to research, but what I'm saying is, yeah, it'll be tunnels blown up. You know, there's loads of shit going on. People say there's nothing going on. Save the children. So I believe, yeah, they're doing it all over the world because the tunnels are all over the world. The children have been trafficked all over the world through tunnels all over the world. It's a bit like, you know, you could call it in a civilization. You know what I mean? Civilization. You know what I mean? So I believe putting goodly godly artwork out there is it manifests. If you don't get what I'm talking about when I'm talking about manifestation, if you don't understand about energy and what you put out in thoughts manifest in matter. That's why it does matter what you're saying and what you're putting out to the world. I love art. I call myself an artist. I am an artist. I don't need to go to university or anything to be labelled an artist. I'm an artist. It's my art, you know, my art. No one can tell me. Mine's very whimsical and very like, mine just comes in from the ethers. Mine just comes in. I just don't think about it. I just do it. That's how I do it. There's no right or wrong way of doing art. No right or wrong way. People say, oh, this and the other. This is just how I do it. It's coming from the ethers, it's coming from the subconsciousness, and it's a message as well. That's how I believe in that. And that's why I do a lot of art journaling like this, because I don't do a lot of writing. The words do come, but mine's a visual journal, and it can be expressive of how you're feeling, the subconsciousness messages through spirit, whatever you want to call it. You know, many people call it different things, coming through. Crystal baby. But I'm saying, if you are an artist, pump out good work of beautiful messages, because we've had enough of theirs. Colour in heaven. Yeah, I am trying to put a book together. Like I said, I'm still got them bits and bobs and whatever, but I do a lot of things. So just heard. Yeah, we heard that the other day. I think I heard it. Well, this is what I mean about it. Doesn't sort of, nothing phases me. I'm like, yeah, well, we knew this was coming. We know what's going on with all that stuff. That's why I say don't need to be following cue to know what's going on, because once you know how to read stuff, you just, like I said, I am literally doing this, and I'll show you this picture when I've done it. I'm sat here as my higher self, looking over Earth with a brew, like, come on, people, go people. Seeing people on, for example, Charlie Ward's show, Camelot, who else Magenta Pixie, Jen, I always say her name wrong, Jen McCarthy, Roxanne, all the ones that I watched, all speaking out, all saying, not always saying exactly the same things, but we are all waking up. And we are all realising, and people need to wake up and speak out, like I've been speaking out at the school about the laser guns being put at their head. You have to speak out. Like I've said before, people don't go and check government websites properly. The mainstream media will go, oh yeah, this is law. No, it's not law. It's not law. They're telling you it's law. It isn't law. And I will say and say again, nobody on earth can tell you you can't breathe in fresh air. Think about it. Like, hello? It's free. It's God-given. What the hell are you talking about? No one's going to tell me I can't breathe in my fresh air. No one's going to tell me I can't sit in my garden and breathe fresh air. Nobody's going to tell me. If you're a bit afraid and you've gone in a shop with a mask on, fair enough. Soon as you get out, take that mask on. Do not walk around the streets with a mask on. Oh my God. Fresh air is one of your best friends. So is the sun. Just saying, it really gets up my nostrils. But that's for people, you know, like I said, people have different perceptions on things. You want to wear a mask and you're not really looking into certain stuff, you wear a mask. Don't complain in a few months if you're ill and stuff's going on, because I think we're going to see a lot more people ill and other things that isn't very nice. But this is a war we're in. There's going to be casualties and there's going to be deaths. It's not necessarily the deaths they've been reporting on, because we all know that the numbers are not tallying up, and I'm sick to death of talking about people on that on Facebook, because they're not tallying up, and then people get very offended because they think, oh, somebody had this and somebody had that. It's like they had underlying problems, and the hospitals haven't had that many people in because people are reporting all over the world. But like I said, I'm not getting into that because it causes arguments. I know what I'm seeing, I know what I'm feeling, I know there's bullshit going on. I'm not saying people haven't died. I'm just saying there's bullshit going on. We all know that. So, yeah. You govern yourself. You innately feel... Somebody on Facebook the other day, it was a friend actually, I don't know if she watches me, and I'm not really bothered about saying this. They put up... I've just had a letter about COVID testing, and I'm undecided what to do. So she's put that out on Facebook for her friends to go, yeah, you should do it. You know it makes sense and you'll feel so much better. I'm like, I went in and went, if you're undecided, that's your intuition telling you there's something not quite right. Follow that. If it feels a bit wrong, it means it's wrong. You don't have to do that COVID test. But because you put it out there with your friends, that I'm not being funny, some of your friends are asleep, they'll all go, yeah, take it. Yeah, a bit like the vaccine tester who's ended up ill. And if you actually do your research and look into it, they're saying that nothing's going to come back on them if anything happens to you by doing it. So that says something, doesn't it? A load of people are going to be ill or drop dead, but it's not going to come back on them. Oh, brilliant. So you can't do anything about it. And people are going to feel very stupid in the end as well. So I'm just going to put that out there as well. But what can I say? Time is of the mind. It is Time is the evolution of consciousness. Time is the universal factor of synchronization. Time is art. It definitely is, David. So, I mean, it's like I say, it's up to people. If they want to take the test, that's up to them. But I'd say do a bit of research first, and please tune into yourself. And if something's telling you you're a bit like, I'm not sure, you're not sure because there's something not right there. Anyway, I'm going to play a bit of Charlie Ward before we go, because somewhere he was talking to a lovely lady called Lucy. It'd be great to talk to her about the spiritual bit side of it and all that. And check out this chat. I'm saying it. I know a lot of you are a bit like, but there's people on that show that are good people. And he's just giving a platform to people, whether you like what they're talking about or not. It's not going to be everything on every channel, even if lots of people are doing interviews, that you're going to resonate with. It doesn't mean that person's bad just because they've got somebody on. I've been through that as well. And then I thought, you know what? No, it's giving a platform to people. So it's free speech, whatever your perception is. So, and then I'm going to go. So let's show a bit of this, because I'm probably on a little bit longer, but it probably is a smaller chat than I normally do. I've got stuff to do. So, let's see. I hope you all sort of get what I'm saying, because this is way past Q in the end. As I said on Charlie Maplin yesterday on Camelot TV, most of us know Q is a tool to help you question everything and research yourself. Someone said something about, books and that. You can read whatever books you want and take what resonates and then leave it or don't leave it or whatever. You do it the way you want to do it. Don't listen to other people. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anyone. Just go and do your research. So there's Q within all this. There's everything else. So we know that's a small portion of like the awakening and helping us. But when you go off, this is all stuff that we're looking at and going into, and things we've got to relearn again. But one of the biggest things we will be really relearning is how to heal. How to heal. Oh, yeah, Shane's really good, but that's not what I'm talking about at the minute. Right, so let me see.
There is no law. They haven't made.
Right, so it was Charlie Ward talking to Lucy Davis, which I think was on with someone the other day about the pyramid code. A lot of people didn't get that because they're not tuned into certain things of the spiritual side or reincarnation, and might have been like, what the hell? Just like there was a guy over there talking about gematria, and people who are not tuned in and are more in the physical are not going to understand about numbers, gematria, the lost language and stuff. That's okay. You'll probably come across it at some point. You might not need it, but what we're saying is, you should just listen to people and not sit there, just listen and let it go through you. Don't resonate, don't need it, but maybe just don't watch that one. But what I'm saying is, just because there's certain stuff you don't understand doesn't mean it's not real. Other people around the world are experiencing the same thing. So it's not, it's airy-fairy. No, you're just not tuned into it because you're tuned into something else, like a radio station, like I've said before. So let me just find out.
You've been so stupid.
Oh, you're crazy.
I'm just going through a section of...
Like, all invisible friends, come on, let's be honest. You're crazy.
When you open that door up, number one...
I'm going to go from here and see if this is where it was from. We're just going to listen. Might make sense to people.
Fear goes away because you start to see what's going on. And then you start to understand what they're saying. There will be a period that Lucy and I know that you go through where there's anger and frustration that you've been...
And when people talk about anger, I've talked about this before, this is why I want to go on the show and talk about the emotions. I went through the anger at the beginning and I wanted to literally smash somebody's head in. I'm being truthful. I did. But I came through all that. I came through all the crying, the anger, the this, that and the other, You do come through it, and that's what made to say the messages. You do come through it. I came through it. You do actually go through it. You only won't come through it if you're constantly looking at mainstream media and you're not doing the work on it. Then you'll get depressed, then you'll get ill, and then you'll probably die an early death. Just saying.
So stupid, and that'll last only for a short time. There'll be, why did I fall for all this rubbish? When you start to open up, especially because we're 4 or 5 months down the line. You'll manage that.
It will all come out in the right divine time.
Right at the end of the tunnel, you'll start to see where it's going. you'll be frustrating yourself that you didn't realise sooner. And especially those who are intelligent or thought they were.
And it's in those moments, my recommendation.
It's a problem with people think they're highly intelligent because they're some of the people that don't know what's going on.
People always say to me, like, Lucy, what can I do? I want to go and punch something. I really want to, I want to go let steam off. My advice to you is go completely against the grain and sit in peace. Be present with yourself and allow you.
I have said this. I said this the other day. I said the more you think it's about violence, it's not, because if you look back in the past, future proves the past. If you look back in the past, we've done all that. It never did nothing. It doesn't mean you're not speaking out, you're not doing anything, but that sort of thing never got us anywhere, and the proof is there in the past. So
forgive yourself. And allow yourself the forgiveness. I've gone back through the whole of my life, forgiven myself for every person.
And I love this because this came out today, and this is repeating everything I've said, because we're in a collective where it sounds the same as other people doing other videos, not because someone's just watched and said, we've all been talking about the same thing. This is what we feel. This is what we see. This is what we know.
I've hurt. Every person that's hurt me, I forgive it.
Oh, good morning from New York, Tracy. I went to New York. I didn't really like it. I don't mean I didn't like it to the people. It's just the energy of the news and the Democrats and everything. But I did go to Trump Towers. Whoop, whoop.
Because do you know what? Everybody is doing the best they can at the time. They don't know any better.
Yeah, exactly. Who owns your time owns your mind. Exactly. Own your own time and you will know your own. Yeah, exactly.
And when we can come from a space of that with absolutely every situation in our life, that's when we become free. The shackles start to be removed.
Nice, the beach.
Yeah.
And it's so important to do that. Learn to be present with you and your loved ones.
I've forgiven virtually everyone apart from Her Majesty's.
I said to someone the other day, you've got to forgive people, and even if it's not saying it, you can do it in your mind, like it's a bit like telepathy, or you can do it in a meditation of visualization. I've done it with, I'm not going to say who, but certain people in the past where I thought, do you know what? I forgive you. They don't know, but in my head, I've forgiven you. You do not know what you do. Isn't there a thing in the Bible about that? I don't know. You do not know what you do because you've been brainwashed, programmed off your parents who were before and before and before. Got the little before and before and before, and that they're picking up, certain habits, and they just repeat it, and that's how it goes. Yeah, watch out, taxes in, someone's getting very, very offended. That's okay, probably a Trump hater or something. You get them in, especially when you're on point. So, yeah,
Union Customs, I still haven't forgiven
we
them
love
yet.
you. Send some hearts to
That'll take a
the
bit
people
longer.
under the bridge, please. Send some
Working on
hearts.
that one. I'll come back to that one.
So most people have been forgiven. You're absolutely right. And then you sort of get then you get a peace inside you. But when you start opening up your spiritual side,
and this is where we're going, and this is what's supposed to be happening. Don't believe what God you believe in. It's about opening up spiritually. A lot of people have a problem with this, but the more you start tuning in, it doesn't mean you have to be yoga in it every day, and you have to be doing this and you have to do that, and you feel like, oh God, that person's really good at doing that, and they're really, within themselves. You're just doing bits every day. You will get there. Like I said, we're trying to deprogram 17 and 17 in the house. Boom. It is hard because we've been programmed. We're trying to deprogram to reprogram ourselves and fill ourselves up with good ass energy instead of bad shit. This goes for, like they say, we've all said, getting rid of people in your life that don't line up. If you've got friends and you're like, yeah, I've been friends with them since school, it doesn't matter. If the shit energy, they don't need to be around you at the minute, because I believe even the people who you would class as, label as, like I was saying, someone I've forgiven in the past, a bad person, or, they do things wrong all the time and they're hurting people. I've just said to someone today, they will see in the end, they're going to have a hard time of it. And I think a lot of that's coming up now. Angry, they don't know what they're doing. Hi, Ran, they don't know what, hi to everyone in chat, I'll give you all a shout out after. They don't know what they're doing, and they're doing certain things to, like, mask over certain things, like drinking, drug, whatever it is, getting angry with people, really angry with people. It's because they don't understand themselves. They don't go within, because they don't know how. We've not been taught. But in the end, I do believe when all this stuff comes out, we start, because it's the biggest thing I keep saying after all this information comes out, it's about the healing. The people here are trying to help to show you how to heal. They will heal too. But the problems they're having at the minute, which isn't nice, is because they don't understand themselves. They don't understand why they're being angry. They don't understand why things are affecting, why they get so angry when certain things are said. You know, they'll hit the bottle, say, because that takes it away, but that isn't a fix. It's a quick fix at the minute, at that time, but it's not, because you're masking things that you're supposed to be getting rid of. As I've said before, you are supposed to be releasing the shit from the past. You don't need anymore. Like I've said, nothing defines you from the past, nothing that anyone says now even then, or things you did. Let go, move forward, bring new energy in and new things in your life, and keep working on yourself. That's what it's about.
It's a wonderful feeling, as Lucy says, and you can see it in her face. You can see it in people's faces when they're connected to the spiritual side. They're peaceful right now. And you can see the people that are three-dimensional, looking for facts, and they're looking in the wrong place.
And exactly what Charlie said there, and that is right. The people who are looking for facts, they always go, give me facts, give me facts, give me facts, give me... It's like, oh, for God's sake. But the people who are calm, because we know what's going on, is people like chickens losing their heads at the minute. It's like, when you realise how energy works, you'll realise it's not all factual, even though facts are coming, people need to see, but there's a different way. And this is what people don't understand. This is why people get mad about certain stuff, and so on and so forth.
It's a bit like looking for a diamond or gold down the toilet. You're watching mainstream media, which is completely corrupt. You just haven't got a clue. You know, the mainstream media today, I just have a little flick at papers to see what they're saying. Yeah. Because I know what's going on behind the scenes.
It's laughable.
And I want to see what they're putting out as their story. They don't match anywhere near.
Yes, alcohol does open doors up to demons, if that's what you want to call it. It opens up to bad energy. That's why spirits are called spirits. You've got to be careful, you know. I don't drink. I drink now and again sometimes, but I don't, people drink, or they think it's like they've got to get out for a drink at weekend, they've got to do this. It's like, yeah, because you're not filling up on good energy, you're filling on something to try and make you feel better, to try and give you fun when people are not tuning in. So you don't have to, I'm not saying don't, but I'm saying you can have fun without all that. Sometimes it's nice just to be peaceful and sit in your gut and just look at nature. There's loads of things, but people don't look at it like that because it's like, it's boring. No, you've been fed into the entertainment business and going spending your money 17 and 17 in chat and all that sort of stuff, which I will talk about again one day.
I started talking earlier about the blowing up of the tunnel under the Rothschild building in the south of England, and suddenly, it was an earthquake, and yet it didn't show up.
Did you hear that? The Rothschilds, but they've called it an earthquake. The Rothschilds. Anybody clicking on? The Rothschilds. Ding, 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 ding. Hello. A mainstream media saying, oh, it's an earthquake. Oh, Rothschilds. Hello. Rothschilds. Just saying.
The earthquake calendar.
Hi, Mom.
The maps of earthquakes, and you go, it's interesting. And then suddenly, because they realised that it wasn't there, they went very quiet. The media went quiet. Now, if there was a real earthquake in England, it would be everywhere.
Of course it would.
But because Lucy and I...
It got postponed, Dave, and I thought it was live and it wasn't. It got postponed, and Lee got back to me and said, we'll try again, and I'm somewhere at the weekend anyway, so but as soon as I know, I'll let everybody else know. So hopefully I will, and speak my truth on there. But we'll see.
Knew that it wasn't. It was blowing up a tunnel that had been used for child traffic. And we knew all about it beforehand, and I actually told people about it before it happened.
See, people get annoyed because he says that, we all knew about it, and I knew about it, and we said it, yeah, we all knew about it as well, who were on to Q, last year. We've known for a while something was coming. We knew all this was coming. So, Comfort and High Tide Tea, Comfort and Mercy, the boats were rescuing the children from the ports, from where the underground tunnels come out. They weren't for people who had the virus. They were for the children, because if you looked at the machines, ventilators, and... the little things that were incubators and stuff like that. We all knew that. People in the media didn't, because they were shouting shitty things out the media. That was absolutely wrong. And it's 17 and 17, 17 and 17 thumbs up. So we all knew that too. I think people get a bit peed off when he says certain things. But us on Q have known this for a while. So yes, we've all known as well.
And then it came the news. This is where you have to drop the conspiracy theory. Go, Charlie maybe is talking the truth, because he said this was going to happen, and it's happened.
We all said this was going to happen.
And I've said this time and time again. Truth is only what has happened and what is happening today. That's truth. End of story. Tomorrow, it's conjecture. What we see is going to happen, But based on the information that I've received so far, everything I've been told has happened. So I've got no reason to disbelieve what's going to happen tomorrow. So I've got to still wait and see like you.
Well, most of us knew about, when you hear earthquakes, most of us know what that is. So we knew about that ages ago when we knew the military were given money, billions, to go and train underground. And even ages ago when they had people in California, I think it was California, ages ago last year, when we're talking about certain earthquakes or booms they were hearing, because they've been fighting underground to get these children out. The children aren't just there without people that are not down there that would not want them to be pulled out. Do you know what I mean? So we knew all that. So when I see stuff and hear stuff in the news, nothing surprises me. And you know what's going on because we've known about that. Like I said, I don't look at a lot of the posts anymore because I don't need to. I just look at the media and think, yeah, we know what's going on. Because if you know what's going on, you know what they're going to try and put out. So we've known about this for a very long time. So we knew when you start hearing about fires or like earthquakes around the world, because that's what's been happening in Australia, everywhere, we know it's going on. They're going in, the military going up, because it's worldwide. So obviously, taking it down everywhere. They don't want these tunnels to be used in certain things and that, to be blown up so they're never used again. But people who are in the 3D will go, what are you talking about? Oh my God, it's an earthquake. People sit there believing in climate change, for God's sake. That is another one. Greta Thunberg, whatever she's called. I mean, don't even want to get into that one, but it's just like, oh my God. It is quite hilarious. It is quite hilarious with the mindsets of people, but what can I say?
To see if it does happen.
Yeah, and I want to be really open as well. I don't get the physical, like Charlie gets all the intel and stuff to verify this. I get it energetically.
Yep.
I have it literally dropped into me.
That's what I mean. People say kids go missing millions a year. They've gone missing. Where are they? They've been underground.
Lucy, this is what's going to happen. And obviously I'll chat with Charlie about stuff. And, I've got other people around.
She's either brainwashed or she's one of the children of that side. Do you know what I'm saying? Of that family, those families.
The world that I'm like, wow, this is what's coming through to me. And they're like, you're spot on.
Told you, Dave.
Yeah. Well, I check with the spiritual side when I've heard the physical.
So he checks with the spiritual side. This is a bit that I love that he says. I just will say there, when people come in and they say, I've got full faith in Q and Mr. Donald Trump, because I'm always shouting at Dave, going, Dave, you need to research this. What we are saying is, because I'll say this right there now for all the trolls that might come in, we are not saying Donald Trump is a saviour or Q, because that's what people in the 3Ds go, oh my God, what do you think that Trump's just saving the world? It's just Trump and it's just cute. It's just Trump on his own. Do you really think he said? No, we didn't say that. It's part of a team. It's part of a team that's been in since, if you looked at Above Duality, I shouted out last night with Watch Out for Taxes, with Laura Eisenhower talking about her great-granddad. I'm not saying he was brilliant and everything, but what was been trying to put in place since the Kennedy and everything like that, the white hats that were coming in of the plan they were putting together, it's to help we the people to discern properly, to research, because no one's been doing research, just blatantly factual. Sit in front of the TV thinking that's all true when it's not. We know that it's a lying machine. That's why it's called Tell Lies and Visions. Hang on a minute. I was just looking for. It's a, TV is like I can't say the word. Hypnosis machine sort of thing brought in the 1950s or whatever, but and that is a fact. Trump is part of the Golden Dawn. Yeah, he is, and that means the Age of Enlightenment, the Age of Peace, the Age of whatever you want to call it. It has many different names, but we have not said. Yeah, Michael Jackson was, so was Princess Diana. Did all that ages ago. Do you remember? Talked about all that. He's not a saviour. He's giving power back to the people. Promises made, promises kept. So we can do the research. So we, the people, stand up. And if you are that asleep with your head under an effing stone, I don't know where you are. If you're not looking around the world right now and seeing Germany stand up, 4 million protesters. It's happening all over. They're giving the power back for the people to protest. Doesn't mean you have to protest. It doesn't. That's what's going on. It's for the people. We've stood up. There's people that need to stand up. There's people that need to speak out. That's what it's about. So don't sit there saying, "Oh, you think Trump's a saviour." You really need to research. No, He's doing what many others tried to do before, but he's doing it. It's done. He's putting up for a Nobel Peace Prize. So he should. 9/11's coming up soon. Is it tomorrow? Good in the timing, because Obama and Bush and all that got those. They didn't make peace. They were making wars around the world to kill people, to take the children as well, to bring ISIS in. Peacekeeping? I don't think so. And people go, oh my God, people be going, oh my God, how's Trump got that? Since he's come in, there has been no wars. The report shit on the news, obviously. ISIS have disappeared. Hello? Is anybody awake? Right, listen to Charlie.
Right.
Absolutely.
This bit.
Energetically.
Yep.
Have it literally dropped into me that, Lucy, this is what's going to happen. And obviously, I'll chat with Charlie about
You will
stuff.
get in. It's a
And,
done
you know,
deal.
I've got other people around the world that I'm like, wow, this is what's coming through to me. And they're like,
The reason why Trump will get in is there's more people that love him and like him and everything and support him than you've been told on the news, because the news reported the other day that the military don't stand by Trump. Yes, they do. That's bullshit. They're just putting any bullshit out there at the minute because they know the elections are coming up. I can't wait to watch these elections. I'll be watching it live, whatever time it is. And if you think of like an iceberg, they'll say it's that many people. What's underneath an iceberg? The silent majority, I'm telling you, is massive. A lot of people don't speak out about it because they're scared what the family think. But I'm telling you now, come that, you will see, because you can blatantly see what the Democrat side are doing. And it's not about the Democrats versus the Republicans. It's about good versus evil, as we've all said. That's what it boils down to. It's not really going to be. They'll join together. They'll just be one or something. I don't know. They're going to merge. That's what it's about. I can't wait.
on.
Yeah. Well, I check with the spiritual side.
Yeah, and thank you, Michael. The more for sure his following is bigger than 2 it is, because people have realised what he actually is and not what the mainstream media have been putting out. People have gone, oh, I didn't like him, I weren't really bothered at first, but I love him. And people go, oh, you love him. No, I like the person. He's standing up now for this time, now for the people. That's what's important. But we never said he was a saviour. We are the ones we've been waiting for, and we're doing it worldwide.
The physical side.
Absolutely. Which is incredible.
Yeah, there's a book. Yeah, the last president.
It's absolutely, because it doesn't matter how you get the information.
All president means is president of corporation, because America was a corporation. So I guess we'll see, won't we? Lots of great changes coming.
It's about saying, right, I'm not going to dismiss this. I'm going to allow it to feed my cells. I'm going to feel into it. Then I'm going to use my...
What she's saying here is what I said before. When you watch something, so people go, oh, Charlie, well, I don't know, but someone was on the channel, I don't like it. Let it flow through you, the information in your cells, because your cells will tell you, your cells will tell you, and resonate with certain parts of if what's true or doesn't, only take what resonates, leave the rest.
Because that's really important. Chat with Charlie about stuff, and I've got other people around the world that I'm like, wow, this is what's coming through to me, and they're like, you're spot on.
Yeah. Well, I check with the spiritual side when I've heard the physical side.
Absolutely, which is incredible. It's absolutely, because it doesn't matter how you get the information. It's about saying, right, I'm not going to dismiss this. I'm going to allow it to feed my cells. I'm going to feel into it. Then I'm going to use my discernment, because that's really important. So the first thing is awareness. The second thing is discernment. And then the third thing is go have a chat with somebody. I'm very blessed that I can...
And exactly, it doesn't matter where your information comes from, Q or not Q or this, that, the other. It doesn't matter. I'm having conversations, and there's people on chat here that are in my Facebook. I speak to them on Facebook in Messenger. There's people that I ring. Amanda, who comes in allotment that you can never see in here, rang her the other day. There's people that I'm talking to. There's friends that I'm talking to that I haven't spoken to in years, that I'm speaking to, that are coming round to my house to do art, and we're talking about the same things and the emotion they went through, and the fella's not awake and this, that and the other. So we know there's something going on. I'm not just sat on here going, oh, I'm just watching this video and I'm just like I'm trying, I am working on myself. I talk to other people. I've been trying to get on other shows, me, myself and my little art, trying to do it. All these conversations are coming up. People like Magenta Pixie and Jen McCartney and all these people I came across a few years back, I didn't understand at the time. And they never spoke about Trump or Q, but they do now, because they know it's a spiritual awakening, and the people who say it's bullcrap in the spiritual community, They're not awakened proper. They're awakened to certain stuff, probably new age stuff, which tries to tell you not to feel, tries to tell you not to look at the dark side. That's all bullshit. That is all absolute twaddle. They got in everywhere, and that's all I'm saying. Rank coming forward.
Video chats with Charlie.
Hi, Ellen.
But, you know, that's what you need to be doing. You need to be finding your people that can help you. And it might be watching Charlie's videos. It might be watching my Facebook Lives, like whatever.
This is why I'll say, hone down what you're watching and who you're watching, and just get a good sort of soul fan base like YouTube and whatever and stuff, and like do the work, and don't feed too, I keep saying don't feed too much in the news and all that. I've been saying this for ages. I've brought it right down.
Whatever it is, that's what, you know, that's what I would be recommending to people. But first and foremost, listen, have the awareness. Secondly,
and if you're interested in working on yourself and putting intentions out there and joining with other like-minded people that are positive and want people to excel in what they're doing, please go and check out the Dharma Life podcast. I can't remember what name is, Eloise, I probably was getting them. She's putting things up where she's inviting people to go to a Facebook page where it's a challenge. We're doing a challenge which starts next week, and you're meeting new people, and it's all about like supporting, giving love out, giving that energy, because everything's about energy. If you understand that, please go and check that out on YouTube, and you may find the link, and you can start with that if that's what you're interested in. This is all about support, helping us through everything. Truthers are truthers, no matter, like she said, where you're getting your truth from. You don't have to be into Q. That's what I'm saying. I got mine through that, but I moved forward with it as well. It's about uniting to coming together, like John Maplin said on Camelot TV, even with Charlie Ward. They're putting people on platforms. There was someone from Manchester the other day on Camelot from Up My Way. People are working shit out. They're putting the dots together. So there's always a silver lining in everything. Don't just think it's something because someone said there's a frigging white rabbit sticker on the thing and this, that and the other. Please, like she's saying, let things flow through you and through yourselves, and discern and feel through it, and then see what you think.
Is this really in alignment with my values? Is this
yeah.
really something that I can believe in? And then go ask the questions.
And you will probably get a brand new circle of friends.
Yes, you do.
You'll be able to cut away all the old ones. I'm not going to mention their names, but two people that I've talked to have suddenly not just...
I've made friends through this since I started talking out for over the past, nearly 3.5 years on this stuff. Roxanne, who was in before, she might be listening because she does great show as well, Roxanne the Globalist and I. Loads of people, a few people I've met when we did a meet-up, people on here that I speak to off here, reuniting with friends that I haven't spoke to for a while, but other ones have fell away as well, and all sorts, and you have to do it, so please listen to this as well.
Become friends, then become more than friends, which is even more more beautiful.
Yeah,
but you tend to find that you can talk to people that you have things in common with.
Absolutely.
So you'll get a new circle of friends. My wife and I decided 7-8 years ago to cut everybody out of our lives that made us feel less about ourselves than we did. And that was it. We made a conscious decision to do that, to cut the negative people out, because they become a drain on you. And they're always moan about this, moan about that, criticise this. And in the end, you just go, do you know what? I don't really need you around anymore. I might have known you since primary school, but you're nothing more than a negative influence, and I've run out of energy for you. And when you surround, that also then makes space to have positive people around you. When you have positive people around you, you become even more positive.
It's contagious.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
And the shedding of friends, the shedding of things. Like, I've had to make 2 business decisions recently.
That is why
that I did.
Some people who stay in the same routine with the same friends and the same shit that they do. That's why I said before about trying to change up one thing in a day. Can stay in that same sort of energy, because some people just don't know how to get out of it, and then they'll just think, oh God, my life is so this and my life is so that, and it's because they're not changing little things up. The one little thing you change a day will be 2 little things, and this, that, and that's how it flows, and that's how it goes. That's why a lot of you who have come across truth will probably have gone into a bit of a recluse, which I did. People see that as a bad thing. It's not actually. I loved it. I just wasn't. I don't mean my best friends. My best friend has always been my best friend for 20 odd years, and she loves me no matter what I'm talking about. But obviously, with things that have gone in, I haven't been around there much. But I don't mean that. I just mean around people's energy, especially at this time, because it's the energy that affects you. I'd be quite happy drawing all day long, all day long. I'm quite happy with myself and the things that I fill myself up with. I love art, I love drawing. I could draw all day, every day, all day, forever and ever and ever. I'm quite content with like sitting in nature, drawing, doing my little bit of meditations when I do it. I need to bring more of that in. Watch it, like stuff like that. Some people aren't content with that because they're not content with themselves. They have to be doing, or they have to be distracted. They have to go and watch, you know, they have to have the entertainment business. Be all right if the entertainment, everything will get looked into in the end. But what I'm trying to say is they're not content with themselves. They don't know how to be with themselves. They don't know how to be quiet with themselves. Like if you said, sit there for 2 hours and do nothing, like these people would be like, I don't know what to do. It's like, I would, for a bit of meditation and a bit of peace time and ask questions within yourself. There's so much, but people just don't know. They just don't know how to be with themselves. They just like, it'd be funny to put people in a room of all different and go, right, 2 hours, you've got nothing to do, no pens, no papers, no tea. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I don't want to make, but it's the same principle. I had to cleanse stuff to allow new stuff in. And when you declutter your life, and I encourage everybody that follows me anywhere, whichever platform,
This is what we're trying to do.
declutter your life frequently. That's look at your friends list. You know, look at who you're spending time with. Look at your food. Look at your house, like your physical house. Look at your business.
Food's my biggest thing because, like I said, I've been eating a bit of meat lately, and I don't normally eat meat, and I don't know why I've been doing it, but I'm like, I'm not battering myself up about it. I'm just like, and I know myself's been telling myself, no, you don't want to do it, so I don't know why I've been doing it, but it's just one of them things of, you know, you've got to look at certain things, and if something's telling you and speaking to you like, oh, you keep getting this thing of like, oh, what, I try yoga or what, it's like, to me, that's like spirit talking to you. Try it, do it, it's going to bring something new in, but don't batter yourself up if, like I said, you fell off and then you've gone, oh, I've just done this, I've just done that, but, you know, we're all like, she's not saying nothing, I've not said, and other people have not said. We're just trying to get that thing out there of, you know, you've got to change little things up or nothing's going to change.
I've had to make 2 decisions recently which were heartbreaking. I really didn't want to make them, but as soon as I made them, abundance came in other ways, because I consciously said, okay, this perhaps isn't serving my mission.
I knew a friend years ago, just for example, that when I was younger, wanted to sit in a pub all day, and in a very like not nice pub, and just sit there and like always wanted to meet there, and I was like, I don't want to be sat in, like, it's not going to get me anywhere. It's not like, I don't want to. And it was a really good friend that I went to school with, but I had to come away from that. It's not that, you know, if I saw her I wouldn't be like, hi. It's just that I couldn't hang around with that person. It just wasn't, I couldn't do that. You know, some people are like, oh, they've been a really good, yeah, but you don't have to be in them situations. You know, if something's telling you, no, I don't want to do that, they want to do that, that's fair enough. I didn't want to do that, because I'm not being funny. The people, I would say, some of the people in the bit that person wanted to sit in were, don't mean to be rude or anything, we're older, we're drinking all the time, we're not, do you know what I mean? They would never be thinking about a higher state of consciousness at the time. And I mean, I wasn't thinking about that at that age. It was a lot when I was younger, but I've always known there was a spirit world there. I've always believed in energy, and, you know, you could say elementals and stuff like that, but them sort of people didn't. So I didn't hang around with them. Easy as.
You know, because this is what we need to be clear of right now. Every single human being on the planet is here on a mission. Like it or not, you are here with a mission, and it's normally tucked right into wherever your emotional trauma has started. Like
I personally think my mission is, people can laugh, to speak on air, to just bring a frequency to people, to show them you will go through shit, but you'll come out the other end because I'm still smiling, and to bring my art to people, because I think, you know, when I'm showing you little pictures on air and that, it's healing, and it shows you that my subconsciousness of what comes out is nothing, I don't know, bad, evil. It has a healing thing on it. And like I said, maybe I'm going to have to start doing the drawing things that I kept saying I do, but, you know, I do a lot. I don't think people, you know, trying to talk to people behind and stuff. Because what's coming, you need healing, and people are going to need healing in different ways. Like, they're going about med beds, I believe in that. All this stuff, but because people work different, there's some people are going to be not as damaged as others, and maybe they might just need maybe a bit of art and journaling to get the stuff out, and other people are going to need different things. So I do believe I'm here for something like that, because I had that dream ages ago where I got told I was going back to Earth to heal myself, but also to help others heal. And Earth was big white glowing. It was healing because Gaia was healing as well. That'll sound mad to some people. Yeah, we are the light warriors. Are you supposed to say the light warriors? The light warriors. That's the dream that I have, and that's what I always hold on to, that faith of we are winning. We are winning. You can tell, hey, I'm not going off this. This is your left brain. If you're too in your left brain, you're going to have a problem with stuff. You need to get more in your right brain, but it is about balance. But that's what I've always thought. And people might sound, oh, she's got a big ego. No, you're all on a mission. You're all on a mission. We all have different missions. Some people are on YouTube speaking out. Some people are doing other things. Some people are doing it in the job. Some people are doing it in the streets. It's some people are bringing it through art. Some people are doing it through, I don't know, community stuff. Some people are doing it through businesses they're bringing out with different ways of solutions of different things. There's so many things going on. It's amazing.
In there, they like hid it so deep so that that's how it gets activated. Sure. Some of you will never activate that because you're of a poor me mindset.
And thank you, Ran. You are still where I come to be reminded of the positives, Dolly, in these negative times. That's what I think I'm here for. It's quite negative, or it seems to some people, but you can be positive in negative times. There's always a silver line. It's how you look at things. It's perceptions. It's going to look crazy and it's going to get crazier, but keep your vibes up.
And again, I'm probably going to trigger people by saying this, but when you can declutter that poor me, and you can recognize, maybe I need to change my circle of friends, maybe I need to change my career, maybe I need to make some shifts, that's when the gold will start to happen, and your faith, as Charlie was talking about earlier, will be activated, and you will know what you are here to do. Mm-hmm. But switching into that third dimensional behavior is holding you back.
So you've gone off in a roll in the flow, because I said I'd only be on here a bit, but I'm not. But I have to get this out. When I feel like I have to come and say something, like people say, oh, you know, you shouldn't be going on, you know. I have to. It's just an innate thing in my spirit, in me goes, you just need to speak about this at this time. That's why I've come at this time.
Everybody came into this world a winner.
Yes. And in my opinion, everybody came into this world loving.
They did. Yeah. That's what I've always said. I said it earlier on. I've said this before. We came in as love, like I said before. It's what's put on you and projected on you for you to believe. If you start becoming a hateful person, it's because hate's been put on you. You've been taught to hate this, that and the other, and do this, that and the other. You come in as a loving being of light. I don't care what anyone says. It's bullshit when people say, oh, people are, I mean, that side right over there, don't really know what they are. They haven't got empathy for that. I don't even think they're off this world. Do you know what I mean? But we are organic. You come here as pure light, love. As a baby is born, a baby's does not know nothing apart from love until what's been put on it. So we are love, and that's what we're going back to.
Every single child is born with nothing but love. Nothing but love. They are taught how to dislike things, how to get angry, how to be panicked. And it is very much a mirror of the way that you are.
And I know, because it's happening with my son with certain situations, with other situations, with other people. And it's just like, whoa.
As parents, onto your child, it is. Right. And there are the surroundings. Like, let's be really clear. It could be school friends. It could be school teachers. It could be anyone that is an influence, right? And the mirrors come when you recognise that you are at one with the world. You will realise that a bee coming and landing on your laptop is a sign. You know, this person that's being aggressive to you is a.
And this is why people don't understand about the reflections, the synchronicities, how spirit, God, creator, source, Allah, whatever you want to call it, speaks to you all the time. And people get really mad, especially people who are really, really religious, because it's nothing to do with religion. You are all spiritual, you were born spiritual, they try to divide you from it. Is like me and Roxanne had a discussion with someone once in Manchester with a guy that was like an Israelite guy, whatever, Bible. And he was like, how do you know this? And we're like, what do you mean? How do you know to be a good person? I mean, we're all working on it. We're not all perfect. We're all imperfectly perfect. It's like, you know when something's wrong. You innately know inside you when you've done something wrong. When you've said something nasty to somebody, or you've done something you know you shouldn't have done, you do know because you have a moral compass. If you don't, you're lying to yourself. And if you definitely don't, you're obviously one of them that just has no empathy. And they're not, people say reptile, they're just like, I don't know who you are. Basic organic humans, or whatever you want to call us. We do know. You do know. You don't need a book. I'm not offending anyone. I'm just saying you don't need a book to tell you what's wrong and right. It's just we do learn from mistakes. We do make mistakes. That's all right. It's not sins. It's you learn from your mistakes. If you don't, you're going to keep getting the shit thrown at you till you do. That's how it works. That's how the universe keeps giving you stuff. If you keep carrying on doing something and repeating something and you wonder why your life's going crap, that's because the universe thinks that you like it because you keep doing it. But if you want to change it, you have to change things up. So start trying to get little old habits out and little new habits in, just a little one in the day. Or, like I said, it's only a little one. I went for a longer walk back home instead of the shorter one I do when I did a school run. Start breaking the program and start to bring new habits in. We've all got them. I'm not up there all time. I'm working on myself as well. You've got to be in alignment. Yeah, it's heart and brain coherence. This is where you feel what the truth is. You go there. This processes it. It's not what you're being. This looks at stuff off the TV and thinks, oh yeah, these eyes see things sometimes on the TV that aren't real. Go in there. Why do you think they're trying to shoot these guns at people's foreheads?
It's showing you, where were you aggressive? Or do you need to put a boundary in place? Like, remember that there's lots of different signs that we're getting from everybody that crosses our path.
Like I said, boundaries. There's nothing wrong with putting boundaries up because it doesn't mean because you're a spiritual doormat. And I will say that because people think people can walk all over people who say they're spiritual because they're softer. We're not all softer. You do put boundaries up and it means you're a little light warrior as well. It's not for people to walk all over you.
Well, Justin went back into school on Monday for the first time. From back in March, and obviously my job as a parent is to protect him, so I made sure that he had a certificate so that he didn't need to wear a mask. Now, he was the only child in the school not wearing a mask. Now, I cleared it with the police, and we have 3.
Now you can go and check the rest of that out because I don't need to play it all. If you get right. Heart chakras are your energy, chakras are your energy, little storage tanks. If you get a book on chakras, if you're feeling something, because if you don't know about chakras, if you're feeling something, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to raise and align our chakras from the bottom to come up and raise like ascension. So do you remember the picture I did the other day? And it's raising them 2 energies to come to the crown chakra, where you're enlightened, raising them energies up from, where was it? No, sorry, it was in this one. Yes, please go and check out Charlie Ward with the chat he was doing with Lucy. I didn't even do this picture properly, but it was just a quick, like, what was in my head at the time. So, this one is that's nice. The 2 Kundalini, the energy's rising from the bottom, your base chakra, rising all the way to the top. I won't put it to the top, and this is like clouds in the sky, as in a bit like what Charlie Freak would say is. This is where we rise. This is heaven. It's your mindset. It's a higher state of consciousness. Christ consciousness. The crown is the crown chakra. No wonder the Queen was wearing it. Do you know what I mean? Purple and all that. If you go within and use your 3rd eye, which is your pineal gland, that will tell you truths and that will show you vision. Sometimes people get vision, sometimes people don't. That will tell you truth. These eyes lie sometimes, but this isn't scary, raising the energies. So where you may be feeling pain or angry about something, if you get a little, book on chakras, 7 chakras, remember I said 7 follows me around the earth. Say for instance, find, is this the one I'm looking for? Which one's this? Say, yeah, the throat chakra, right? Throat chakra. This is a lovely little book. If you're feeling suppressed about something, but you want to say something, but you're a bit scared because you're in fear, that's you want to say something. It's like your throat chakra. Your throat chakra. Speak your truth. And it will say little things like, where is it? Is it this one? I can give a better. Like I speak out on YouTube. I see this as my throat chakra. Qualities and attributes, location, the internal and external throat. Age of Renaissance 35 to 42, 43. Sensory experiencing, hearing, qualities, will, communication, creativity, truthfulness, integrity. Life issues, to harness your will, to express your highest truth, to live creatively. Hi, Lewis. Physical activities, Alexandra Technique Yoga. Osto, I don't even know that says something, alignment of the spine. Craniosacral therapy, something like that. Expressive theatre, dance. Q gong, or whatever they call it, that's like an tai chi, that's moving your energy about, your energy. Spiritual activities, chanting, silent retreats, fasting, yoga, prayer, meditation, singing, keeping a journal, that's what I was just saying, public speaking, no shit Sherlock, and bearing witness. We are bearing witness to what's going on. Funny that, isn't it? I did my yoga this morning, fasting, you've got silent retreats, prayer, meditation, singing, this is throat chakra, speaking, essential oils. It just goes through a few things. But if you feel like you're not aligned in something, if you go through a chakra book or look it up, you will find different things that associate with that chakra, and then you can work through whatever that is, and you can journal about it. You can go in meditation and try and shine a light on that thing, whatever it was in that area, and you can just try and heal it there, and then move up to the next chakra, and we move up to the next chakra, and move up to the next chakra. Because is it in this one? Yeah, because you've got your root chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar chakra, your heart chakra, your throat chakra, your brow chakra, and your crown chakra. And I think I didn't know I'd been working through these over my life, obviously. Your root chakra is more like, I'd say 3D. Personally, I'd say 3D, the outside world, the addiction to, drinking, entertainment, sex, all that sort of stuff. And you're moving away from that, because that's all like keeping up with the Joneses, this, that, and the other. You're moving away from that. I'm in my throat chakra because I'm speaking out. Coming to the brow chakra, and then you come into more enlightenment. That's what we're working on. So we're moving up the chakras. We're moving up. This is what I believe with what's going on at the minute. It's giving time, like the whole staying in, and the whole thing with lockdown is to move through these chakras so we can align all of them. Because if you don't know they move out, we need to bring them in alignment to self, alignment to crown chakra and above, because there's more, to be enlightened to what's going on, and to move them energies up. You don't want to be stuck down there. This is where you're shouting out, you're screaming, you want to be violent, this, that, and the other. That's how I see it. So if you've never sort of looked into chakras, buy yourself a book, and you can look at what's in that chakra in that area, because they mean different things. And it might be where you're holding like anger, could be your root chakra. So then you can start looking at like, write down like, anger, what's the opposite to anger? What's the opposite to anger, people? I'm going soon. What's the opposite to anger? Da-da-da. Yeah, cleanse the chakras. Cleanse your energy. If you don't like the word chakra, it's just your energy. Your energy little pockets. Yeah, anger, love. So how can you be more loving? How can you start bringing that in? Write it down. Have a journal. Start doing, compassion. Whatever you see it as, how can you, compassion, love, how can you be more compassionate because you're being a bit angry? Try bringing that little habit in once a day. So then you'll start moving up your chakras. The more you do that, the more you'll get in alignment with it, the more it'll become natural. You'll start being a more loving person. Then you'll move up. Like, keep checking your body, scanning your body. Like, I was feeling emotional on Monday, I think it was. It felt very collective, like feeling. So go in and look at what area that is in your body energy, and then do the whole thing of, right, I was feeling emotional. I was trying to look what it is, write it down and see the opposite. And whatever the opposite is, try and do. Sort of thing like that. Your spoken or written word becomes reality. It does. That's why I need to start writing more things down, because it is. I've known this anyway, but we get caught up in other stuff. So this is why, to put more of that out with your words of love, and to write it down. Get yourself a journal. Do a bit of art journaling. If you would like me to show more drawings and stuff, like I said I was going to, but like I said, things get in the way, and we are trying to bring certain things out to people. You know how much I do. I'm going to try and I've got a new book, a fresh book, and I've just been looking at it, and I'm going to try and put a spiritual journal together that makes you, because I'm doing it for myself, but I can share it obviously, it makes me keep a track of things. Because I always think, I'll remember, I'm doing that, I know I'm doing that, but I actually think I need it written down where I can see it. So I'm tracking my, it went off then, tracking it so I can see what I'm bringing in and what I was doing and what I was saying. And then you can also see what energy you start bringing in, because the more you move into alignment, better things will come into your life. So if you start writing that down as well, you'll realise that the more you do that, the more good things come in. And then it just becomes natural part of. It's like with drawing, the more you practice, the more you free up your arms and your fingers when you're drawing, the more you practice that, the more it comes in. It becomes like second nature. You don't even think about when you're doing it, and you become better at certain lines and curves and things when you're drawing it, just because it's like your muscles get used to it, if anyone understands what I'm saying. Ever think of creating ebooks with your, I don't even know what an ebook is. When I feel negativity around, I send out, you can't always see energy around you, but it is, well, some of us do, and you feel into it as well. So I hope everyone got what I was saying, because I think there was a bit more what to speak about, but I just felt like I had to. So when I have to feel like I have to come on, I have to come on. So remember, it's not all about who's saying what on YouTube, as in like, oh my god, I think that person's. These two guys are getting a lot of people on their platform, so some chats that they're doing you might not like, well, don't watch it then. But some you will like, or you will take snippets. Just take the snippets. Just take what resonates. That's all I do. There's some people that come on and go, blah, blah, and I'm like, oh, I'm not really into this person. I'm not like, but there'll be something they say where I think, I resonate with that. I'll take that. I do believe in that. But the rest of it, and that's out. And you can drop things at any time you want. You can turn the other way. You can drop things and think, I said that a month ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. People go, you're contradicting yourself. It's like, no, that's how you grow. I'm not into that now. I've moved forward and I've took something else in, because that actually isn't doing me any good. It was at the time. That's why you've got to let stuff go for the past. Something may have helped you then, even if it was drinking something. It may have helped you, but it's not. So you're dropping it. It's not contradicting yourself. That's what people say when they want to have a go at it. It's not. It's flowing and moving forward, expanding and growing. So you'll hear me say many different things and people go, oh yeah, confused. It's like, no. I take what I need at the time. So happiness happens when your consciousness is not dominated by addictions and demands. Exactly. And you experience life as it is. And there's a lot of people out there who they think too much about this, that and the other, and it's like, you don't need to think that hard about it. And, they'll have expectations on people like, you should be doing this. And I hope that, just go with the flow. Things will come in when you start bringing it in. And those people need to work on themselves anyway, as well. It's not about what another person's doing. It's about what you're doing. Because once you're healing yourself and the people around you, if they're trying to heal themselves, it will all come together in the end. Don't be worried about what other people are doing necessarily. Really do the work on yourself, and all that will come in, because all this is going to change. Even the people who are so caught up in whatever or can't even see, they will do. Yes, we call them sheep and sleeping. I know we label it's not nice, but they will get there in the end. I see it as people They're learning truth, coming into it, getting angry, they're going through all the emotions. But at the end of the day, the reason why this has been is slower as well is for people to catch up to where we're at as well, to catch up, to slowly go through it. Because like Lucy said on Charlie Wood, and I've said it before, they can't just chuck it out and come out with the truth as in shove it in your face on the mainstream media. Like people who don't understand will say, well, why haven't they done that? People will have a heart attack, literally. You can't just chuck this shit at them because it's deep. It's they're going to just go, what? They're not going to believe it anyway. So they're gradually picking up on little things. Maybe it's to do with COVID, this, that, and the other, little bits, and it takes them there, and it takes them there. They start going down this path. They go through all the emotions, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. It is happening. Keep yourself tuned in to high vibrating people, high vibrating, I don't know, whatever it is you're doing, high vibe. Yes, you will come down sometimes when you see something or someone said something, but just remember, oh, no, it's just that trying to bring, right, I'm going to think about something that really makes you happy. If you're somewhere, because you have to be somewhere and someone's going on about something, just tune out and tune into something that you really like, go in your imagination and just tune out for a bit and go into a higher state of consciousness. So, yeah, anyway, waffling. We need to go and do some stuff. But, and there's that thing about giving to others. And I believe I am giving to others, not just on here, but I talk to people off here as well. Even talking and trying to get people to realise that they are powerful and they don't need to worry so much. Do you know what I mean? People don't see that sometimes. They think you're doing stuff because, you're doing stuff, but you're not. Like, it's like, no, but that's what I've always been like and always felt the need to do. And I feel the need to do it. I feel the need to do it. So, yeah, if anyone wants to make a coffee donation, Effie has put it in live chat. Thank you very much. And that's paid energy exchange, but I'll just put out there. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. That's fine. I'm going to do the cards and then I'm just going to shout everyone out there. And I've got to go. What time is it? Yeah, I'm going to go and do some stuff now. I've got some, I'm being productive today. People might not think I am because I'm on air. I've done a few things this morning. I'm going to speed round to do a speed clean, and then I've got some art to be doing and stuff to be doing for my life that I need to, get together now. But I'm not rushing that. It's not all about rushing. To be upset over what you don't have. Yeah, to be upset over what you don't have is to waste what you do have. I know there's a lot of people out there that think about what they don't have and all we've got to do, and it's not about that, People need to realise, you get more out when you put more in, and that's not just like a money thing, it's giving to people as well. It comes back energetically in so many different ways. It manifests in so many different ways. Manifestation is real. But because people don't understand it, they laugh about it, say, oh, you can't just sit there putting manifestation. That's not, you do have to do the physical as well. It's both worlds that you're in and both worlds work together. But hey, thanks, Effie. So let's see what the cards say this morning. There's one. Oh, that's a nice one. Not had that before. Oh, no. Oh, two. Oh, yeah. Number 3. Let's see. Oh, that wasn't a jump. That was me not holding the cards right. 21. It's a bunch fell out, not just one. Last one. Oh. All right, last 2 then. Oh, mind you, one's up. Funny, one's up, so I'll take the one that turned up because I only wanted 3. So we've got the Lady of Lightning, which is surprises, sometimes shock, total paradigm shift. Well, that is what's going on. The world has to be shocked. That's why you're seeing the shit go on in the world, Australia, all this stuff. They have to see. Q said this ages ago. The people will be shown. They can't be told, they will be shown. There is a paradigm shift going on right now. That's why people are like, why can't people see? But they need to be shocked to see it. So the stuff you're finding out is shocking. Because it's the only way it's going to wake everybody up, because they're in a deep coma. I was just thinking Nikola Tesla. Oh, and 35 it is 7. There's that number 7 that follows me about everywhere. So, big up the feminine divine. You're going to have a shock, you're a lightning shock. You're going to have a shock. It's shocking. Not to us, it's not, because we're doing the work. And we know that shocking to us. It's going to be quite shocking to a lot of people. I wonder what's going to happen tomorrow night. The Hawk Prince is spirit communication, paying attention. Well, was that what I was just talking about? Paying attention to spirit. Talks to you in very many different ways. So, Native American Indian as well. People don't tune out of 3D to tune into themselves to get these communications or even bother looking. Even some people go out in nature and don't even listen when they go out. Yeah. And then we've got the Queen of Light, and it is number 15, which is illumination, enlightenment, celebration, because this is what I've just said in it about moving through your energy spaces, your chakras, to illuminate. Illumination is the truth's going to be shone on the dark. You're going to see, and then you come to enlightenment, but you have to work through this, and then we're having a celebration. We will be having a world celebration. Mark my words. I don't know when. Well, we know I've got a bit of thing about Christmas, but I'm just saying, I'm not putting dates on stuff because we know how that goes. We will be having a world celebration at some point. We will. But that's what we were just talking about as well. And the cards I bring out are always talking about what we were talking about. It's your higher self working through them. Your higher self always knows. Your higher self always knows. So don't get freaked out if people may be new and like, oh my God, what's that, tarot cards or oracle cards? So oracle cards, they're not evil. It's just a way of bringing messages through. Your higher self knows anyway. So I'm going to go because I've got some stuff to do. Some card designs and stuff, and people to get in contact and stuff with other stuff. So there's me doing a mini chat that never turns into a mini chat, but I just felt something was pushing me to go on this morning. Spirit, myself, myself and I just wanted to come on and waffle on about whatever I was waffling on about, because obviously I've got more energy in the morning and I just felt it's better, and then I can get on with my other stuff now. You make yourself and others suffer just as much when you take offence as when you give offence. Yeah. It's all yin and yang and mirrors and reflecting and everything. So before I go, we've got King in the house, Effie, we've got Ellen, we've got Dave, we've got Jerome, and if I do read your name wrong, I'll give you a nickname. It's because I'm a bit dyslexic. Who else have we got? We've got Lewis, we've got Tatted, the lovely Tatted T. Check out people because they may have channels you don't know about, and Tatted T has first month. Richie B, you may have to put your name down the bottom if you want shouting out, because I don't really want to scroll all the way up. We've got Bald Sheep Man, so if you want your name shouting out, put your name at the bottom. If I haven't, Ron, if I haven't already shouted your name out, did I say Ella? And also, before I go, why don't you just say where you're from so people can see that people are all from all over the world, and we're not just the UK here, even though we might be because of the time, but I know there's some of you that, do come in at what times because you're not asleep and stuff. We've got Paula. We've got a Paula. And I've seen new names as well, and I don't know where some of you are from, but, we've got Effie from New Zealand. We've got Paula from Cheshire. Paula from Cheshire near me. Do I know you? Could have people under names watching that I don't, That's all right. You don't need to tell me. We've got Paula from Cheshire. We've got Ella from Long Island. We've got Ron from Alabama, USA. It's fun to see where people are from. Anybody else want to say where they're from? We've got Rand from South London. We've got Richie putting a flag up. Don't know what that is. Yeah, the purpose of our lives is to be free and free of addictive traps, and thus become one with the ocean of living love. Exactly, David. We've got Jerome, USA. We've got Bald Sheepman, Victoria. Where's Victoria? Effie's going. What's it like in New Zealand? Effie's going. Yeah, you're from Scotland, aren't you? From Scotland. And obviously there'll be people watching later as well. That'll be from all over. Anybody else before I go? Put your your name at the bottom if you want your name shouting out. If I haven't shouted you out. Ah, Bald Cheapman, Australia, good. Richie B, England, yep. At least the UK is waking up more, because when I first started that, Jesus, I was asleep. Actually, I don't know if people were being censored then, because some of these people who were going on like the Charlie Ward show and other shows were like, yeah, we've been out here talking about, especially Q Fraser, and like, I've never seen you, and I don't think they've seen me, so it's like, aha, we're all like finding each other, you know. People seem to be popping out from everywhere. New people are getting on it as well, but that's where they've got to be careful, because, you know, Camelot on Lake, Granbury, Texas. Oh, Texas in the house. Victoria, Australia. Okay. Oh, yeah, Victoria, Australia. Anyway, I'm going to go, so you'll have to put your name in quick if you want your name shouting out. But thanks for coming in at this time. I know I've come on at a different time, but I've got stuff to do, and I just thought I'd get it out of the way now. Because even if I've got bits to do after of me crafting and stuff, I can do it a bit later, you know. Put my work that I do when I'm making stuff doesn't have to be day or night. It's just whatever, because I don't watch TV, and I make things when I'm, you know, if I'm watching a film or I'm sat about, and I can just put my time around anything when I'm doing my creative stuff, so that's fine. But I just felt like I needed to just put that across at the beginning of when people are looking at other people's channels thinking, oh, they've had a bad person on this, that and the other. It's okay. They have a lot of good people on. It's just a platform that's being shared for people. Some people don't even have, you know, they don't know how to work the computer, so they can go on that platform just by Zoom, and they can go on and talk about their experience. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what you've got to look at as well. Don't always look at everything as bad, doom and gloom, and all where, like, you know, I thought about that at the beginning, and then I had to reflect on it again. I'm like, well, it's a platform, innit? So, you know, think about that as well. Yeah, thanks all for coming in. Thank you, Paula. Have a lovely day, and thanks for the chat. Yeah, I just felt like I needed to, I don't know, come and say what I've just talked about, even though I can't remember what I've just said. Oh, by the way, I just need to put my dream out. I've just remembered, because I don't know where I wrote it, but I did write it down, and now I don't know where it is. So just because I had a dream last night, I don't know if anyone's noticed, if you're into all this stuff, I've been dreaming a lot lately. And I woke up at a stupid time and thought, oh, what was that bit of that dream? I can't remember the rest of it, but I just remember I was somewhere, and I was looking behind me, and I was like, oh my God. And it was like all this fire, and I know because there's fires going on, so but all this fires, and like, it looked like a war scene. There was bombs, there was people screaming, and then I saw this plane. I don't know if it was like, you know, the triangle one, I don't know, but it just went, and it was the fastest thing I've ever seen, and it just went, and then there was something about, oh, what was the other bit? I wrote it down, I'm going to have to find it. And then I turned around and then I looked at something else, and it was, well, that was it. It was a swimming pool with all steam and like clouds and things coming off it. And it was someone who lived over the road, actually. I don't know why they were there, but they were there with the family. And they were in this water, but they were so happy. And all these families were in this like outside, it might not have even been a swimming pool. It might have been an outside, you know, them places you go where you go in the steamy hot waters, the steam, whatever they're called, hot water springs things. It might have been that, but looked like a swimming pool. And all these families were in it, dead happy, and the kids were dead happy, and everyone was smiling, and it's weird, really blue skies. And then I woke up and I thought, oh, personally, a message, I saw that as, we're going from war, from all that fear, and we're going into this happiness. And the people in the pool were like cleansing themselves. We all know water's cleansing, water's good for you. Remember what Trump said, we need crystal clean air and crystal clean water. It's like they were cleansing themselves. So it's all this stuff about we're cleansing, like what I've just talked about at the beginning, getting rid of. So all that, because I was looking back like, oh my God, that's the stuff in the past. That's what we're coming away from. We're not going to be warring. There isn't any wars at the moment. I mean, we're in a war sort of thing at the minute, not the same as them ones with bomb dropping and that. We're going from that. Trump with these Nobel Peace Prize. We're coming from that, and we're going into love, happiness. We're not going to be, that was like, we was looking back on it, and it was like, what? No, this is where we're going. And that's the bit of the dream I remembered, and that's what came in first of what I thought, what was this message to me? That's what it was. Yeah, flow like water. Yeah, it was like everyone was cleansing themselves. They were so happy. It was like cleansing themselves of all. And that's what I remember seeing, these families smiling with the children. It was a bit heavenly, really, because all the steam was coming from. It was like clouds and stuff, but it was water. So that's how I saw it. See, some people might have gone, oh my God, they saw this warring bit. But then as I turned that way, because it's like I was in the middle, a bit like I said, the Physical Pisces, before I was in the middle and I was looking at that, but that was behind me because I had my back turned, so I sort of looked over my shoulder like, whoa, but then I looked that way and I was like, this is where we're going. So, and the rest of the dream, it was quite long, I can't remember, but that's the bit I remember. Maybe I'm not allowed to see the other bit, but that's what I saw. Yeah, springs have salt in the water, cleansing, pure. Yeah, and so a lot of people don't realise that salt is good for you. I have Himalayan salt, but people go, no, it's not. You know, they used to say, oh, it kills your kids if you have too much salt. And I mean, you know, it's not. You have too much of everything. Salt's bad. No, salt isn't bad for you. It's a mineral. I have Himalayan salt on everything, but I don't mean I'm having a bucket full. Do you know what I mean? Not everything good of too much of it is a good thing. It's all in balance. But people really go, salt's bad for you. It's like it's not actually. Sugar's bad for you. It's like the cocaine of the bloody. You know what I mean? But we're all addicted to that, and you can't say you're not because it's in everything. And that's why sugar's hard to get off. Trying to get off, it's hard to get off. It's hard to get off. But we're all working to try and be our higher selves, Christ consciousness. So I'm going to go because I could be here for absolutely hours. Hopefully I'll get on Charlie Ward. I'll let you know when that's coming up. It's pre-recorded. I thought it was live, so you wouldn't have seen it anyway. But I'll let you know as soon as, or if I get any messages back from John Maplin, that would be brilliant. Really want to go to Camelot Castle. Maybe for my birthday in February, I don't know. I'd like to go in when the weather's nice, actually, but have to get me pennies saved up for that. But it's not too dear, actually, for what it is. But to be honest, hot so pennies for that, but that would be top. So, yeah, love you all too. Just think you're great. Like I said, I am enjoying the show, as in some people aren't, because they're getting all caught up in it all and like, oh my God, how dare you say this about this, this and this. Like I said, I am... And if you want me to try and put something together about my spiritual book thing that I'll be doing of checking in on myself, I'll show you on Monday. I haven't put it together yet. I'm procrastinating about it. Don't normally do that, but I'm like, ooh. I'll finish my little picture of, you know, we're looking down on the world. We're not looking down as in I'm higher than you. We're looking at everything going, come on, I'm loving watching the show going on. I know shit's happening, but it's like, oh my God, more people are awakening. It's beautiful. More people are realising what we're meant to be doing. So yeah, take care. Where we go when we go all, but it's more than that. And I will see you very soon on Monday with probably things to say, because there's something that I'm doing, and I'm not going to say what it is yet because I'm not going to put it out to the universe of that side to try and stop me. Something that's come out that people have said, it's very cryptic, that isn't going to stop me, and then I'll let you know on Monday if it does or it doesn't. It probably sounds a bit... Oh, Josh Hall is in. You're ready to come over to the East Coast? Yeah, Delhi. I think we've over very excited. I'll tell you what. Tell Trump to get me over there for elections. I'll be in crowd like, hey, ooh. Tell you, I would. Anyway, yeah, peace and love everyone, and I'll see you very soon. Bye. Oh, don't forget, go and check out Charlie Ward's channel of when he had the lovely Lucy on. It'll say Lucy. Can't remember what her name is. You'll see Lucy. And just, it's a good chat, that one. So like I said, silver lining and everything. See you later. Bye.